Hello, hello, everybody. I hope you are well. Oh, I did not, personally, just so you know, apropos of nothing, I did not watch the debate last night. I was watching Rachel. I was watching her talking about this modern day Friday Night Massacre. And yeah, it was amazing. It was powerful and chilling. But welcome, welcome, everybody. And I hope you are very well. I hope your day is going well. I hope you're doing well. So, yeah, Scarlett, Miss Melly. Oh yes, I want to read on that one. So awful and sad. Yes, Dumpy's on a rampage. Yes, Allison. Yes, yes. Hello, Anne in New Zealand. How is the future? I know it's a terrible joke, but I can't help myself. Whenever I talk to anybody I know in Australia or New Zealand, it's like, oh, how's the future? Are we going to be okay? Because I'm way, way, way back in time. I know it's all actually simultaneous. I'm just being silly. Hello. Is Trump going to make the Republican primary? Mimi, I'm a little more concerned if there's going to be a Republican primary. Anne is saying, Sunday's looking good. Excellent. We're still okay. We're still okay. All right. Hello, Michelle. Hello, everybody. Okay. Yep. Trump is on a war path. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, anyone who's new here, just so you know, this is hello, Phyllis. This, if you are a fan of the human embodiment of the 7 deadly sins, who is currently the President of the United States, this is not necessarily the channel for you. Perhaps you would be happier elsewhere. So, hello, Scarlett. Thank you so much, Scarlett. Thank you. Yeah, this is a, not, of course, not the, but this is a resistance channel. So it's been a hard week, but we're not giving up, and want to know, kind of what we can, for whatever knowledge we can get out of the collective, and just look at how to get through this, maybe what's going on behind the scenes, when there might be lulls, or in the bad news, or and just also some solidarity, and just being together kind of raises our vibration. So that's kind of what this is about. Today is the 8th, and it is Saturday. So I'd like to read on the Trump's Friday Night Massacre. He fired Sondland, moved Vindman out of the, reassigned him out of the White House, which is like, but also got rid of his twin brother, who did nothing except be the twin brother of Vindman who testified. Yeah. Friday Night Massacre. What is it he called Comey? I fired that slimeball? Scumball? And then everything, fell apart, and Friday Night. Okay, so I want to read today on the Friday Night Massacre, if that's going to have any kind of effect going forward. Sleazebag. Thank you. Nut job, dirty cop. Yeah. Why, baby? I did not know you were a twin. That is cool. That is very cool. All right. So, Friday. Okay, so I'm going to run the Friday Night Massacre, and then what was that other thing that came up? Well, no, we can wait on that. All right, so I'm just going to start with this, and then we'll go and we will see. We will see what we shall see. And what deck shall I use? Any suggestions? There is the classic Rider Waite. There is the Halloween deck. There is the Housewives deck. There is the Zombie Tarot deck, and there is the Haunted House deck, which is like a gothic novel. Thank you, Lucienne. By the way, I love your name. Zombie, Halloween, classic, 2 classic, 1 housewife, 1 zombie, 1 Halloween, housewives, 2. Oh, another. Oh, I should write this down. I should like be zombie, Halloween, classic. All right. So far we have a tie, basically. Let's just do, you know what, I'm just going to do Housewives because it's literally the easiest and fastest one that, oh, something about red lights and punching Bannon in the face. Oh, he was on Bill Maher. Oh, those two together. Huh. Bill Maher and Steve Bannon on in the same place, which would be pretty much that would be on my list of places I do not want to be. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do like a poll to see which deck was which is like popularity wise. If I read on Trump, don't eat zombies to suck up the bad juju. Yeah. Bannon was so obnoxious last night. Bonds, I'm going to use Housewives though because I think I'm reading more on like Vindman and the people, you know, his twin brother and Sondland and other people who are being removed. So, but yeah, at some point we do need to check in with the Orange Fiera. I have a request. It says Lindsay. Just have a quick look here. Hang on. Lindsay, I'm afraid I cannot, I don't know where your other earlier stuff is. I'm sorry. But if you ask again, I'll see if I can, thank you, Sharon. I'll see if I can, you know, if that's resonating, because I've got to go with what goes with, you know, what my gut is saying. Read on that. What will Pelosi go after next? I've been reading on Pelosi. I've been getting that she has ideas, she has plans. And this is like the 3rd time I've told this joke, so regulars forgive me, but when it comes to Nancy Pelosi, it's like Napoleon himself is sitting up in his grave going, ooh, that's good. Oh, that's good strategy. Oh, that's good. Oh, you're good. So, yeah. All right, so let's read on the Friday Night Massacre. It's not Trump directly, but it's the Friday Night Massacre, because it's also the people around him that should have done something about it, who should have said no, who should have quit, who... Well, Matt Cates go to jail. Janice, I've never picked up that he's going to go to jail. Many times I've read on him, but I can dream. Mr. DUI. But my daddy is important, therefore I'm not going to get in trouble for not taking your breath. breathalyzer test, I'm not going to lose my license for a year like everybody else does when they refuse breathalyzer tests. All right, so we are about 10 minutes in. Okay, Friday Night Massacre. Is this going to have an effect if in future on what's going to happen? Maybe somewhere around 10. Trump's Friday Night Massacre. That's sitting at the, oh, the light's not on. Hang on. That's better. This is the tower, the Jello mold tower. This is Trump trying to shake up, create a tower situation for others, his enemies, for his enemies. Because, of course, anyone who does not kowtow to the human embodiment of all 7 deadly sins is to be, retribution and Nancy, I agree. I'm getting good energy around the Vindman brothers too. That's the thing that Trump doesn't understand. Americans are very proud of. We like courage. Trump's Friday Night Massacre. The energy is just cold and still. Kind of a 4 of Swords. Nobody's going to say a peep. Nobody's going to say a peep. But it's just more fuel for Democrats, for the base, to point out what's wrong. It feels somber in here today. Yes, it does, Lynn. In the past, oh, how dare they? How dare they? How dare they question the Fuhrer, center of the reading? He's vindictive, and but also what goes around comes around. This is like the 3 of Wands. The ships, what you send out will come back to you. But this is major arcana. This is the huge spiritual forces version of that. Base of the reading. Oh, yeah, this is Trump's. It's cowardice. It's absolutely cowardice to go after people who dared say that you did something wrong, and they're just trying to scrub and knock anybody end over tea kettle who dares question above the reading. Oh, and this is the Republicans protecting Trump and having twisted the whole Senate impeachment trial for their own, making sure it wouldn't work. And the Republicans, wearing a tux to mow the lawn because it's all about money. Near future. The Democrats aren't going to go boo. Sorry, the Republicans aren't going to go boo. They're just not. They're just whatever. And whatever laws are in place that stop stuff like this, with Barr in the background, who's gonna go after it? Home environment. Yeah, the original Saturday Night Massacre under Nixon was called the Night of Long Knives. Yep, home environment. Hopes and fears. Trump's hoping to get his house in order. And by order, I mean, like, the Führer will be, the president's power will not be questioned, says Stephen Miller when he occasionally comes down from where he hangs from the rafters upside down in the attic of the White House. What we see people like Vindman, you know, we embrace him for his decency and his honesty in doing what's right. Final outcome. What I am getting they're going to make Trump sweat about something. Democrats are going to make Trump sweat about something. Like he's going to be able to do what he's doing, but talk about resistance. It's going to be, they're going to make him sweat. And it feels like all of these things coming at Trump, different court cases and different this and that and the other. And quite often this Knight of Wands, in this deck, he's kind of muted. The energy's kind of muted. Where, he's not really the most effective knight. Sometimes, in the Rider Waite he certainly is, but in this, it's usually kind of muted. But this feels like brute force. These together feel very much like so much against Trump, more and more and more and more, and they make progress. They're actually, it feels like actually they're starting to push Trump over. Oh, volume. I have my microphone on. Can you hear? Can everybody else hear me? Let me know. Let me know if you can't hear me, because I have my microphone on and it's plugged in. So, okay. Hear you fine. Okay, good. Thank you. But this feels like they're pushing him over. And maybe not toppling him completely, but they're going to make him sweat. Democrats are going to make him sweat. Sweat it out. But in the near future, it's just, Barr making sure everybody keeps their mouth shut. The Republicans doing nothing. And, but, tell me, let's look a little bit more. What is this about? Because this feels like some progress, but it's just brute force, sheer amount of stuff coming against the president. Every court case, every bit of just from all sides in every direction, which is today's lesson, which is going to be don't give up. Don't give up. It may feel like this is now Trump's country, but it's not. It's just a dirty job. This goes along with this. It's a dirty job, and it's just put your shoulder in and just push forward through it. Oh, they're going to cause Trump some sleepless nights. This feels like a Democrat who manages to get information on the inner circle, or makes friends with somebody, which allows him to get him or her, but allows that Democrat to get some kind of information. And even though the the Republicans are going to continue. Oh, well, that's fine, whatever, you know, blah, la, la, la. No, this is a very upset Trump and very pleased Democrats. This is like we're starting to release financial information, getting financial information, and it doesn't have to be like his tax returns. I mean, there are some investigative journalists who've gone back, and you know, they got information about Trump's father, you know, his estate, and I mean, there was at some point there was someone who was looking into a particular building where Trump had a thing going, and it looked like there might have been 2 sets of books. Oh. Autumn, do you see Trump winning again? What will happen to the whistleblower? I think they'll be okay. We should have our own prayer breakfast. All right. I'll throw a few cards. Will Trump win again? We're somewhere around 22. All right. After a certain amount of time, most records become public. Yes, Jim Dave. Debbie, I was reading on Trump's Friday Night Massacre, but what I got at the end of it was a rather hopeful, it looked like that Democrats are just going to keep working it, and get hold of some of Trump's financial records somewhere. But right now, I'm just going to throw a few cards on, is Trump going to win the presidency again in November? Because people are asking. This is not the first time I've heard this, so will Trump win in 2020? Will he become president again? He wants to be president for the rest of his life, and then he wants to hand it off to his children, because he's that jerk. Nope. The Republicans have a lot of money. A lot of money. But it starts out with, if I'm asking about Trump, it starts out with the tower, and that's a lot of good Democratic energy and initiative. Ace of Wands. Wands are fire signs. It's taking the initiative. It's acting. And it's the beginning of action. And it's surrounded by these 2 very, very happy, strong Democratic cups. So with this here, even it's like despite all the Republican money, and they will spend huge amounts of money. This is the beginning of new Democratic power. That's what I'm getting. For will Trump, would-be emperor, Orange Fiera, will he win again the presidency in 2020? Okie dokie. All right. Something's gotta give. Bloomberg, yeah, but Bloomberg has more money than God. Exactly why, baby. All right, guys. What should I do next? And I'm sorry if you have to repeat questions and things. What event or speech will turn the base? Is there something that will turn the base? Okay, that works. Turn Trump's base. Somewhere around 26. Okay. Will something turn Trump's base? And I know what I've gotten in the past, but let's see. Will something turn Trump's base? Turn Trump's base against him. Event, speech, something. Will something turn Trump's base against him? And if so, what? Well, that's the card I got just a couple of readings ago that was saying Democrats are they're gonna make Trump sweat this out. But let's see. Is something going to turn Trump's base? Well, in the past, the answer would have been no, just because he's, the emperor, the king, and right now, after his own night of long knives, he thinks he's sitting pretty. It's the center of it. The economy is good. The jobs numbers are up. The Wall Street, Dow Jones is up, and we're making America white and massively intolerant again. Oh, and for the record, I actually had someone comment. It was a while ago, but I actually had someone comment. What's wrong? You must, what is it that you hate about white people? And someone else replied and was like, she just hates her own kind. And it was like, what? What? No. What am I reading on? I am reading on, will there be something that makes Trump's base turn on him? Base of the reading, temperance and strength. They're willing to put up with a lot. They're willing to put up with just crazy amounts. And when Trump does things like the Friday Night Massacre, they just, oh yeah, Friday Night Massacre. It's just, yay, great. He's being a tough guy. He's doing what needs to be done. Get those traitors out of there. But I guess what we're asking is enough. And what is enough? But that's the question. That's this in this deck. This is the card of enough. I've already had 3. I don't need the giant drink on top of it. Enough. Near future, they like him being a bully. And they want him to just be more unhinged. His core base wants him to be more unhinged, more angry, swear more, yell more, fire more, upset more. But this is and they want him to be this, but this actually feels more like things coming against Trump. One after the next, court cases and investigative journalist reports and the Freedom of Information Act and Bolton's book, and I mean just on and on and on and on and on. And they want him to be the bully, the jerk. They never want him to apologize for anything. Exactly, GM Dave. It's awful. Home environment. They believe that Democrats have absolutely nothing to offer. Nothing. That's their view. Then again, my actually it is my closest friend. She went to the doctor and doctor's office. She was sitting in the waiting room, and this was like 2 months ago. She's sitting in the waiting room, and two people came in, and they had obviously gotten a ride together, and they came in and were catching up, and they were sitting there talking, and the one was just saying the most awful things about Democrats and how great Trump was. And my friend's just like, oh, all right, I'm just going to sit here and, just be on my phone, fine, whatever. And the woman said, I'll never vote for a Democrat. Because they want to take away my Medicaid. And my friend, her ears perked up, and she's like, I kind of like in Princess Bride, I do not think that means what you think it means. Because she's like, I have Medicaid. They're not, those Democrats will take my Medicaid away. What? Huh? Anyway, what other people see, hopes and fears. Yeah, just more cutting, more people being fired, more, yeah, this is just nasty. It's really vicious, bully energy. And what other people see, we see too many of his base already having advantages other people don't have, and not being grateful for it, and just wanting to lord over others. I'm not saying every Republican out there is evil or something. They're not. But I am saying that his base are just not nice people. Anyway, final outcome. Well, that's interesting. All right, so it's pretty clear here that from the last reading that the Democrats are going to keep coming. The Democrats are going to keep coming after Trump. And they're going to try to hit him in his money, which is what really hurts him. But his base, these are probably the best two cards. His base wants him to be awful, be a bully, be vicious. That's what they want. And this is the card of illusions and delusions in the Rider-Waite card. It can also be, in this deck, it can also be lots and lots of choices. And as long as, if you talk to a Republican right now, I guarantee you they're going to talk about the Democrats will never win in November because they can't even pick a leader. They can't even pick a main candidate. They are so disorganized, and on Fox News, that they say it every day. The Democrats are completely disorganized, and that's giving them hope to make his base feel like they're on the winning side. So is there something that could, and they do not want him to be, Reagan, America's a shining city on a hill. No. They want him to say, it's our hill, we conquered it, like they did anything more than any of the rest of us did. But let me see, is there something that would actually make them turn against him? Is there something he could do, or something that will come out, or a speech, or, they apparently don't care that he's constantly slurring words, and you can't let your children watch his speeches. Not until they find someone they like better. Until they find someone who they like better, who's pushing those buttons in a different way. They're just enjoying their view of the world. They love Trump being a brat. They love the idea of, if I have, maybe I don't have a lot of money, but someday I could make a lot of money somehow, and I could be with the super rich. And as long as the Republicans are in power, that's a possibility. But if the Democrats get in, we'll just drown under taxation. And I'm not saying, and I have never said that, Democrats are perfect. No. But we're just not the whole kind of rip babies out of mothers' arms and keep children in cages and say that Nazis are fine people. We're just not those sorts. So, yeah, I wouldn't get your hopes up. What will turn the basis finding out he's penniless? Actually, Love Mother Earth, I don't think that would do it. I really don't. I think they would say, good for you. You work the system. You stuck it to the man, I mean, that's back during if you think back to the Great Depression, there was a time period in 1932, 33, 34, where the people were the famous bank robbers, your Bonnie and Clyde and all this kind of stuff. And people didn't hate them. Not everybody hated them because they were sticking it to the banks. And the banks had foreclosed on, everybody's farms and things were going so badly. So, anyway, if Trump leaves now, before November, who would replace him? Pence. All right, and what can I read on now? I'm going to look at all of your suggestions, and whatever is hits my gut, that's what I should read on, and that's what I'm going to do. So don't think I'm being. Please don't think. Please don't think I'm slighting you. I'm not at all. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm grateful for your questions. And on other days, trust me, your question will resonate. Okay. I just saw a couple of different questions pop by at the same time. Hang on a second. Would they care would his base care if he was if it was, well, you'd have to be proven that he had actually done something to a woman. No, because when you're a star, they let you do it. They didn't care then, they wouldn't care now. Will he refuse to participate in any of the debates? Actually, I think the question, that's a good suggestion, because it makes me think of how much is Trump going to try to just overthrow the playing field? He's thrown out so many norms already that that there's supposed to be debates between the Democratic contender and the Republican, incumbent, and if trying to get dirt on his opponent from overseas, but or even worse, or the many investigations Barr is squelched. I mean, let's just say, how badly is Trump going to try to cheat in the November 2020 election? How about that? And when I mean cheat, I also mean not following norms, writing his own rules. Is Trump going to cheat? My handwriting becomes terrible at the bottom of the page. It is about, okay, it's around 40. All right, how badly is Trump going to try to cheat in 2020, overturn the process, blow up norms, maybe refuse to debate? I don't know, pull a straight up Putin, get his biggest rival arrested for something. How badly is Trump going to cheat? I feel like I need to shuffle these cards. Is Trump going to try and cheat in the November 2020 presidential election? Or a cheat to help McConnell, keep McConnell in place? How badly is Trump going to try and cheat? Will he succeed? How badly is Trump going to try and cheat? McConnell's going to try to do all kind of voter suppression, or, well, he's already refusing to take on any of the legislation sent over to him that is about stopping election interference. How badly is the great cheater going to cheat? Oh, he's not going to be alone. Oh, this is in this deck. This is the card I get for the Republicans whitewashing everything, letting Trump get away with anything, so that it also lets other people in the administration and to some extent themselves get away with anything. In the past, well, there was pushback. People came against him for, with the whole impeachment thing and the Mueller report, and they tried to rein him in. Heck, even Nancy Yates, is that her name? Yates, the acting. Isn't she acting attorney general? And she went to the White House, Sally Yates, went to the White House and said that Flynn could potentially be compromised. How is he ever going to be stopped? Oh, he will. He will. When I've done readings on how will he ever be stopped, it just keeps coming up over and over for me and for other readers. It's his money. It's the money information that brings him down. But anyway, center the reading. Yeah, that's some active fitting trying to fit a triangular peg in a round hole, and when it doesn't work, just trying to force it. Base of the reading: cut out as many Democrats as possible from voting, demoralize them, create more infighting, cut out Democrats from voting. That's the base. Above it, this is Trump, because I'm asking specifically about Trump, but this is also his core believers, like when the Republicans who jammed the phone lines during the Iowa caucus. Cut out, make it harder and harder and harder for Democrats to vote. Above the reading. But this is Democrats still fighting back, still taking the initiative to fight back, to hold him accountable, even if it doesn't work. From the beginning, the card that has come up for Trump most often is the 10 of Swords, the guy on the ground with the 10 swords in his back. And that's what the thing about Trump is. It's not one sword that takes him down. It's another and another. It's death by 1,000 cuts. And you just keep, and it's like nobody should be able to survive this far, but he has. But it doesn't mean that his corruption will not catch up with him. So this is still Democrats fighting, so please take heart in that. Near future. Time, buying time. Decisions, cutting people from the rolls. there's no way they can get. There's no way they can get it through Congress. However, it would probably have to be it would probably have to be a constitutional amendment if Trump wanted more than 2 terms. But I get the feeling he's talked about it. And, it's going to take me that long just to clear out all the. His argument to his base would be, it's going to take me years, maybe decades, to just clear out all of the gunk, clear out all of the swamp and the rotten people. And he's talked about it. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. In the near future, he'll probably be talking about it more. Home environment. He thinks he is untouchable. That he can, the dietary equivalent is what he's actually doing, which is I can suck down as much grease as I want. I can have as much cholesterol. I can eat what other people can't because I'm superhuman. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. Nothing touches me. Nothing. He's so full of himself. Hopes and fears. His base is sticking with him. They love him. Absolutely love him. What we see. Marat in the tub. Where's Marat the painter? I have to look that up. I don't believe I didn't look it up yesterday. This is Trump, in the residence, just doing, anything but his job, which, in a sense, those are good days. Good days are when he's too busy sucking down fried food and talking to his buddies and breathing pharmaceuticals to actually show up and mess up the country. Final outcome. Oh, yeah, he's going to try, and McConnell's going to try to help him. And shore up Republican strongholds and, stop people from, they're going to try really hard to demoralize people from voting. They're going to do the normal purging, gerrymandering where they can get away with it, saying the polling place is moved when it hasn't really, or making it harder for people with low incomes to get to polling places. And McConnell's going to make sure that to cement as much Republican control as possible. Is it going to work? Is his cheating going to work? Or will it work against him? Will Trump's cheating work? Will it work against him? Is it just one more thing he gets away with? Well, that's Trump's vices. But to some extent, it's like, and? Pumpkin, you're okay. Sorry, Pumpkin is just crying in the background. Pumpkin, you're okay. Sorry. It's going to seem, to some extent, like things continue to go well for the, the Republicans still trying to do the same things, but voters, people who haven't voted before, people who didn't vote in the last election, in the last presidential election, independent voters, people who really weren't convinced, they're sick of it. They're sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. And Trump comes up as different cards depending on which part, which of his 7 deadly sins or bad behavior We're talking about, and this is Trump the brat, and they're sick of it. So this, honestly, this doesn't. He's not going to win in 2020. He's not. He's not going to win in November. And he's an embarrassment. And there are people all over the country who say he's an embarrassment and no more. And there are enough of them. They don't have to love the Democrats. They just have to be that sick of Trump, and they are. So that is what I'm getting for how badly is he going to cheat. He's going to try all kinds of stuff. GM tape, are you vegan? I am. Okay, guys, I hate to do this on a live stream, but you gotta wait just a second. I need to make sure Pumpkin's okay. I need to make sure that he's not hurt or something. Hang on just a second. Sweetheart. Oh, sweetie. Okay, sorry about that. Vote blue no matter who, exactly. Pumpkin seems okay. He's just, yeah. And there's a Boo-Boo Zen kitty getting up from his nap. Yep, so they're up and about. Hello, sweetness. Hello, cupcake. All right, so, new poll shows more registered Democrats committed to vote in 2020 than Republicans. The party shrunk. Yes, absolutely. Oh, good kitties. Good kitties. Yep. All right, I'm looking for any other questions because I've only done 4 and I'd like to do at least 5. So you have 2 cats? Yes. Yes. There's Boo-Boo Zen Kitty, aka Bailey Boo. His name was Bailey when he came to me. He was named after the street he was found on, Bailey Street. And then there's Alfie the Pumpkin. So, will Trump's addiction be exposed? That national polls. I think I've read on whether his addiction is going to be exposed, and it will eventually, but not really necessarily in time to health crisis that goes public. Kellyanne Conway, she's both Kellyanne Conway, the readings I've done for both Kellyanne Conway and Huckabee Sanders is just them in and out of hearings and courtrooms and hearings and courtrooms and okay, there were, oh gosh, all right, hang on, I've got to go back up because you guys had some great questions here and I'm kind of missed them. Are the national polls accurate? Good question. Let's at least throw a few cards on that. Are the national polls accurate? And then I'll do a longer reading, another longer reading too. Are the national polls accurate? The pollsters are doing the best job they can, but the energy, let's see what the cards say, but the energy I'm getting is that it's flawed. because of the shift away, who's it used to be that, you know, in most houses you had a landline and you had your television, and Nielsen ratings could be, you know, used to track your, they could put a box on your TV and you could be part of the Nielsen ratings, and then they could phone you and surveys, and but it's just, it's so disjointed now, and people are moving around so much, and so they aren't even called, because, you know, they're not registered where they are and their phone numbers changed, or it's, they're trying to work it out statistically, but the chaos is benefiting the Republicans right now. There he is. Hello, Boo Boo. How are you? Uh-oh. Are we going? Are you guys able to see me? Okay. This is weird. I have to restart this because I'm literally, it's not showing. Hang on, let me refresh this. Yeah, okay, I'm going. That was weird. It just showed me the cover and said it was waiting for me. It's like, what? Okay, we're good. We're back. I can see you. Good. What if he declares the election invalid? That's the thing, Alice. I looked at this yesterday. Poo Poo sent Kitty drive-by, exactly. I looked at this, I think it was yesterday, about, you know, what if he refuses to leave? And what happened is, in the reading, what came up was that the Secret Service, basically, the Secret Service has put up with a lot in these last few years. And but basically their number one, and they're putting up with this because their concern is to protect the president. Well, starting on January 21st, 2021, Trump's no longer the president. But not only is he no longer the president, but the new president is their concern, and they must keep the new president safe. Therefore, any interloper, anything, doesn't matter who you are, and trust me, I guarantee you there are some people in the Secret Service right now who have been protecting Trump who would be more than happy to frog march him out of the White House. The military wouldn't have to remove him. The Secret Service would be more than happy to boot him out like the drunk late night in a bar. So it wouldn't, yeah. No, it becomes a Secret Service job. The reason that Trump's in power right now is because of some norms that still exist, like the Secret Service will protect him, you know, but yeah, Trump taken out in cuffs. Oh, to dream. Will more information come about the exorbitant prices he's charging the Secret Service to stay at his hotels? Yes. Will it make any difference? No. There are deep alliances. Look, I'm not saying they all hate him, but they've had to put up with a lot. And yeah, their job then very, very clearly. Hello, sweetie. Hello, sweetie. Are you doing okay? Did you have a good nap? Oh, and a snack. He had a nap and a snack. Yes, he did. Okay. They would prefer, nearly 2/3 of Democratic voters said they would prefer a meteor strike the Earth than Trump become president again. If that would not hurt so many people, boy, I would kind of like that. This little one, this is Boo Boo's and Kitty. This is Bailey Boo, who has been going outside, and I'm trying to keep him clean, but he keeps rubbing up against the cement, and he comes in looking like a chimney sweep. They're so good. I'm with the Meteor. Meteor 2020. Okay, we had a question earlier about Ivanka. Let me do my reading here. Let's make this about the kids, the Trump kids, and I am fully aware that they are adults, but he also keeps them in a semi-infantile state by insisting that they stay with him and they do what he wants and they work in the family business and they only hang out with each other. Because even when Trump first came into office, there were people saying that, you know, lunchtime would come around, and even though, you know, Ivanka was supposed to have her own little business going, or there was supposed to be all this other stuff going, they lived kind of an insular life, and they'd just, the kids would all have, you know, lunch together, and so let's look at the Trump kids. And by that, I don't mean Tiffany or Barron. I mean Junior, Ivanka, Eric. Trump kids. Somewhere around 62. Most crime families. Yeah, the younger two are innocent. I've heard rumors about Barron's temperament, but I don't care. None of my business. I'm generally not, you know, I think it's human nature to gossip a little bit, but no, Barron, nope. What I heard will die with me. It's not coming out of my lips. I'm not passing that on. But the other ones, well, and let's include Kushner in this, Javanka. Because if something bad enough happens to him, but mainly the main three, or specifically the main two, Junior and Ivanka. Trump, the Trumplings. The baby Fioras. And I won't lie, if I never have to hear Ivanka's fake breathy voice again, that would be too soon. There are people looking at their stuff, their finances. There are some long knives in the background out against their financial dealings and things that they've done in the past. They were raised to cheat, and Trump calls it, you know, being smart with taxes or whatever. But it's tell the bank that you have 97% occupancy, but tell the government and the taxes that you have like 82% occupancy. You know, say your stuff is worth more if you're going to get money from a bank. Say that it's worth less if you, when you turn in your taxes, which is illegal. But no, it's just using the system. Just using the system. That's all that is. They don't understand why they are hated so much. They don't understand it. And then it becomes kind of a source of pride. You know, in Stephen King's story, Carrie, I feel so sorry for her in so many respects. But, you know, after, you know, bad things happened after she was humiliated. Base of the reading. they're still in power. They consider themselves in power because they are an extension of their father. They're part of the crime family. They are still in power no matter what those blankety blank liberals bring against them and their family. Above the reading, getting tightness in my throat and my chest. That's weird. High up in my chest. I wonder what that's about. Because I'm fine. Above the reading, they've had to do a lot of stuff for their dad, especially Junior. And it's really Junior's really only had two things to, in a sense, pay him for everything he's had to do for his father. And that is, he has money and a sense of superiority. And that's kind of it. Near future. Actually, I feel like they should be that way. Trying to keep everything looking good on the outside. Make sure it looks good on Fox. But behind, it's going to get harder and harder and harder because the Democrats are not giving up. The Democrats are going to fight and fight and fight and bring up more and more court cases and more investigative journalists and more and more and more. That seems to be the theme of the day. Home environment. America is watching. And, you know, have any of you actually tried looking at Ivanka's book? It's insulting to your intelligence. Seriously. Okay, hopes and fears. The kitty. Good boy. As long as it looks good on television, Dad'll be happy. It could be anything, but as long as it looks good on TV. What other people see? Illusions and delusions. This is the card of drinking the Kool-Aid and lies. Lies and entitlement and rich people who get a lot. Final outcome. That's Nancy Pelosi. This is active Democrats. And this Nine of Cups, it almost feels like, have you ever been to like a garage sale where they have like beautiful older glassware or something? Let me see if I can get some more information on that because that's interesting. All right, so that's just happy Democrats, but let's get more information on, no, let's put, yeah, these three need to stay out. Hang on, let me shuffle quickly. But yeah, it just keeps, Democrats are not giving up, and we're not giving up. And the Nancy Pelosi isn't giving up, and Schiff isn't giving up, and Schumer isn't giving up, and Nadler isn't giving up, and you'll need new cards when this is over. Oh, yes. Whoa. All right. Cards went flying. What are these? Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. Okay. This is what fell out of the deck. Democrats going, oh, really? Really? But this, again, Night of Long Knives was something that happened under Nixon, for those of you who don't know. And also known as the Saturday Night Massacre. And but this is kind of not necessarily that same thing happening, but this idea of, you know, basically not being vilified and being worked against and them trying to keep things looking clean and trying to keep their father calm and rushing and hurrying and cleaning and tidying, but they feel like targets wherever they go. And I don't mean physical targets. There's always some of that, which is just wrong. We are very anti-violence around here. We do not want anything. I do not want any physical thing to befall Trump, his kids, anyone. I don't. But they're attacked in social media. They're attacked just all over. Hi. What do you think? What do you think? They don't have kitties. That's their problem. So I think that's the thing for today, and that's that's kind of the message for today, I think, overall, which is, okay, it was a hard week, but we've got another week coming. Still fighting, still looking, still, all right, where did we not look deeply enough yet? What about, maybe there's someone who would have access to more information who's like, you know what, where was that news report of the journalist who was digging through, and, maybe I could find that and see what can be done of that, or this, or that, or the other. So, anyway, there is too much resistance against the Trump evil. I don't understand, Deborah. I don't understand that. I'm sorry. We have to resist his evil. We have to. I could not imagine anything different. Sondland is a rich, entitled Caucasian. He's Caucasian, he's male, he's got money, huge amounts of money. He might be a social pariah for a while, but he can use the cash to wipe his tears. He went overseas for Trump. He thought he tried to do the right thing, but yeah, now he's got this hanging around his neck. He's a social pariah amongst the uber wealthy Trump supporters. But yeah. Anyway, I'm afraid I'm tired, but I will be back tomorrow. I will. I'm just gonna keep showing up every day. Every day I'll be here, and we're gonna look at the energy, and we're gonna see where to focus, and we're going to call our representatives, and we're just gonna keep going. That's what we do, because it isn't just the Americans here, because we love our country. We love for what our country actually stands for. But it's also people around the world who want decency, who don't want to live, in a world where the greatest military power on the planet is being led by a malignant narcissist. So anyway, tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to our troll slayers who are keeping us safe. And here, I want to make sure I pull this out. These are the amazing, amazing people who are keeping us safe. Keisha, Texicana, Lisa, Ian, Kathy W., Cappy's mom, Linda, Noelle, Larry Girl, Sue Ellen. These are our troll slayers. We could not have this live stream without these wonderful, wonderful people. Okay? So thank you. You guys hang in there. I've got some cocoa here that's gone cold that I'm gonna go heat up again, and might have to snuggle with the kitty for a while. But I'll do the timestamps first. It takes me a little bit of time sometimes, but I think today will be a little bit quicker. I tried to make as many notes as possible. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. Hang in there. Keep breathing. There are good days ahead. There are. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.